So, an anime that I've been looking forward to being adapted has finally came super early than I expected. It just came out of left field. I thought this would come out like what next week, but I guess I was wrong. This actually came out before October. I'm like, okay. I thought most of the anime didn't start until October, like literally on October 1st. But this one just snuck its way through. I'm like, I thought like maybe someone just leaked it or something. But nope, got subtitles and everything. Like, okay. Reincarnated as a Sword. I remember reading the manga, not light novels, on my way to a class on the bus one day. I was going through the good old times of manga apps where it was easier to keep your data on those free manga apps that you get back in the day. Not now. The ones now kind of suck. Be honest with you. But anyways, I was reading that on the day and like this is fascinating. But it kind of has that problem where I have with Overlord. I guess because I didn't read novels of Overlord, but it's the reincarnation part. Anything else I like about it, but it's the reincarnation part. And I ask myself, did it really need to be a reincarnation, or how the character is overpowered to the point that there's no challenge? Those things became a pet peeve of mine. Because this is during a time where a lot of isekai, a unique isekai came out where, however, you knew nothing about the person that was being reincarnated at all. All you knew is that they got hit by a freaking car or truck or whatever every single time. They're reincarnated of the world, not knowing any of their background, and they're OP, and they're just in this world just OPing everything. And it becomes very, very uninteresting. It was around that time a lot of mangas that are based on light novels hit the floors, and it was just over, just so much, man, overabundantly. Man, you could not go through a manga app roll without even seeing one of those popping up, and it was just terrible. Luckily now most of those things got axed. They got the axe. But Reincarnated sorta did not get the axe because it's actually pretty good. And luckily the main character that's really mostly focused on is the sword, but is also focused on the girl who is in that world named Fran. Slave is always starting out as a slave most of the time in these isekais. They're not a lot of them. I kid you not, where just copy and paste. There's a little bit different, but most of the time it's copy and paste. So a dude you don't care about his past, was reincarnated as a sword, and he's there. So he starts slicing things up, becomes stronger because he just realized that he doesn't even care that he slices killing creatures without habitation, even killing humans. It's as if the remorse of killing things had left his body. Okay, because he has no memories of who he is and why he's there. Then you have this cat girl, black cat girl. By the way, they're called black cat. And there's other versions of cats in this world. So trust me, this is very important. I won't spoil anything else. Her name is Fran, and she is a slave. So apparently she had parents that were trying to evolve, which apparently to her race never were able to do. So her parents set off to do that, but they were killed, and now she's by herself in this terrible slave route with the, one-dimensional characters. In honesty, slaves didn't treat their workers like that thoroughly because they need them to work. They'll crack the whip, but not really hit them directly most of the times. Only when they're through abuse of power. And then when they get caught most of the masters will punish the people who are cracking the whip at the slaves' bodies because you're harming merchandise, by the way. So people need to remember that. Only when the slaves misbehave is when the whip itself actually hit the body. Believe it or not, it's just something but people need to know. Just saying, I'm not trying to condone slavery. I'm just saying that's just the facts right there. Well, anyways, uh, so as she's being a slave, this sword went off around the slaying creatures, powerful creatures, getting OP. And then until one day, Fran finds herself upon this sword and takes it out and slays the monsters. And then the sword frees her by killing the slave owner. And now they're off on an adventure to help her evolve. That's pretty much the main premise of the story. This sword raising this little girl become a stronger creature and better person. Now, even though that's the premise, things do get interesting. Even though the sword itself is powerful, Fran herself is not. Keep that in mind. Very, very in mind. She herself is not powerful. She will develop her own skill, but she was not powerful. For instance, there will be times where she'll be put in front of trials where she won't have the sword, or when she does have the sword, despite how powerful it is, she will get her butt kicked every now and then. And even if she does win a fight, she's not going to leave unscathed. Trust me, even in the later chapters I'm reading right now, she goes through some epic, brutal fights and stuff. So everything's not going to be easy peasy for her. Even for the sword itself, she will meet some very dangerous creatures and powerful opponents. They're very sneaky, tricky, and just very skillful. So there's that. So anyways, so what was my problem with it? My only problem with it is the direction of the sword itself. I always ask, didn't he be an isekai? What if it could have been something else? Imagine it was there's this land of gods. For some reason, this world has so many moons, which is very bad for the ecosystem. I don't know who thought having that many moons was a good idea. Like, they don't know how nature works, but whatever. My problem with it is that, what if it was a god of that world, a father-like god, but the god was like Zeus. He mistreated his children, didn't do very well with them, so the children rebelled against him, cursed him becoming a sword, making him lose his memory, and then this cat girl picks him up, and even though he don't remember anything, he slowly starts to remember stuff as he learns to raise his girl, finding remorse, what it means to be a father. It would have been nice to went that direction, where it was the sword was actually used to be a god instead, or a very powerful sorcerer with many children or disciples, and you forgot what it meant to, have remorse for people. But instead, it's just another reincarnated isekai. I'm gonna see how Giga's gonna fuck this up. So anyways, I feel like the show would have been better if it was just that instead. But, it is what it is, I'm still interested. It is still good, don't get me wrong. It's only that one aspect I do not like about it actually being an isekai. Actually, you hear that voice that the sword first hears and never hears it again. Trust me, even now as I'm reading books, I have not yet to hear that damn voice. So it's just like, okay. But anyways, that's where I'll leave it here. I will be reviewing this for now on. Let's see how the show adapts it. Will it do it well or will it do it bad? We'll have to wait and see. With that, I'll end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, of course, hit that bell icon. This has Madcrownxox, all anime. Signing out.